Here is an excellent short exercise to illustrate how metacognition can truly help you. Set yourself a timer for 45 seconds. On the next slide I present to you, there will be a series of words and phrases in black in the middle of the slide. When you start the timer on the next slide, what I want you to do is count the number of vowels you see on that slide until the time runs out or you have finished. Once you've finished, unpause the video. You ready? Here we go. Start your timer and pause the video now. Now that the 45-second timer is finished, how many vowels did you find? There's another step here. Now, I want you to grab some paper and a pen or a pencil, and then I want you to close your eyes and try to recall all the words and phrases that you saw on the previous slide. Then, I want you to write as many of them down as you can remember on your piece of paper. Go ahead and pause the video now, and when you've written down all the words and phrases you can recall, resume the video. Okay, so how many words and phrases could you list from memory? There were 15 words and phrases. Take the number of words and phrases you were able to remember, divide them by 15, and that would have been the grade you received if that had been a pop quiz. If you didn't do so well, don't despair. Most people do not do very well in this the first time they try this. Let's take another look at the list of words and phrases. This time what I want you to do is read the left column from top to bottom and then the right column from top to bottom. And I want you to see if you can figure out any underlying organizing principle or why the list was organized the way it was. Do you see anything? Do you see a pattern emerging? The first word or phrase is dollar bill. The second, dice. The third, tricycle. If you associate a number with each one of these words or phrases, you'll see the pattern. Dollar bill usually means 1. Dice, typically dice come in a pair, 2. How many wheels does a tricycle have? 3. How many leaves does a 4-leaf clover have? How many fingers on a hand? As you can see, each one of these words or phrases progresses through the numbers 1 through 15. Take a look. Now let's imagine for a moment that you go back and take this quiz again, studying this list of words and phrases for 45 seconds, and then we're quizzed once again on how many words and phrases you could recall. How many words or phrases do you think you could recall on that second attempt? What grade would you likely have received the second time? Would it probably be a dramatically improved score compared to the first? If you believe you would indeed have received a much better score on a second attempt versus the first, why do you think that might be? The differences between the two attempts. On a second attempt, you would actually be aware of the ultimate goal. In this case, to remember the list instead of just counting the vowels. How do you think that might relate to a class you could be taking right now? Imagine for a moment an instructor assigns you to read chapter 5. Do you think you'd be able to get enough information out of chapter 5 by just simply reading the words? Or do you think a deeper look at what you're reading might be in order? Also, on a second attempt, you would have a very good system for learning the information. In this case, a way of recognizing how the information was organized. A basic principle of learning is whenever the brain is trying to take in something new, it tries to relate that information to something it already knows. So by relating the words or phrases to numbers, you would be much more likely to not only remember it for a long time, but to ultimately understand it better. And that brings us to Bloom's taxonomy. For more information on Bloom's taxonomy and to continue the study planning video series, please go to Study Planning Video 2 now.